Now spring is right around the corner and I want to get these birdhouse gourds ready so the purple martins will move in and hopefully help us with the insects here on the homestead. Hey friends, it's Barbara Sue at Kowalski Mountain and welcome back to the homestead. Now, if you've ever driven past an Amish farm before, you may have seen a line of little white birdhouses. They typically go right around their farmhouses, and you may have wondered, what are those little birdhouses for? Well, they are for purple martins. Now, purple martins eat a lot of insects and make the area around that farmhouse much more tolerable for everyone that needs to be outside. This is actually a gourd and it grows from a plant. It's called a birdhouse gourd, and there's a couple of different kinds, but these are the kinds that we were able to get from our Amish friends. These are fully dried and you can hear the seeds inside. And we bought just 10 of these gourds, which most Amish farms have a lot more, like probably 4 times as many. But when you're purchasing them, you buy a few less than if they were growing them. So we hope to grow more so that we can have a larger area to draw the purple martins in and house as many as we can, because they will make a big difference with insects right around here in the farmyard. Now the first thing I need to do is I just need to clean all these up. And I was going to take some I was going to use some what's it called? Sandpaper. Sandpaper, that's what I was going to use. I was going to use some sandpaper, but I don't really think we need sandpaper. They just need to be dusted off. They just have a layer of dirt on them. And the reason I want to brush them off is because I'm going to paint them. Now the paint actually helps to reflect the heat and make it more comfortable for the birds inside. Now the Amish gentleman that we bought these gourds from, he actually takes care of the martins in their birdhouses. They have several different kinds of birdhouses. They have them just on a line across, which is up high, and they can't really tend that. But they have another set of birdhouses that they can lower and raise, and they can take care of the birds inside. I'm not exactly sure what he does. We bought these more than a year ago. I've been holding on to this project for a year because we'd already missed the window for the martins to nest, and so there was no big rush. The gentleman that we purchased these from, he was kind enough to let me dig through the bin and pick out the gourds that I wanted. He had this giant, uniquely shaped gourd, and I really wanted it, and he told me I could buy it, but he said it's not a good house for purple martins. So I didn't get it. I got the ones that would be better suited for the purple martins. This particular one had it was really big, and it had kind of a weird shape to it, and he said it just wasn't ideal. Alright, so now I need to drill holes in these. We're going to drill several different kinds of holes. We're going to start with the entrance hole, and we want to do that just a little bit above center of the large part of the gourd. So if I take out that stem, I want to do just a little bit above center for that hole. Now I'm going to start out kind of slow. There we go. Now this is surprisingly got a really thick wall to it. You can see that right there. And this is the seeds from just one gourd, just one. I didn't bring a big enough container. Now here's another view of how wide that is. This is supposed to be a 2-inch. I'm going to assume that's what Philip gave me. I just told him I needed this and he got it. So it looks like it's 2-inch. The greenhouse is not very large, so it makes videoing challenging. Ah! Finally got one. Now the funny thing about this is that we actually bought some seeds this year to plant birdhouse gourds, and then we have all of these seeds from the gourds. Now I'm not sure. These have been stored actually in my car, and it gets very hot in there, so I don't know if the seeds would still be good after being kept in the high heat. We'll plant them. We'll see. Look at all those seeds. That is a ton of seeds. Now Philip drilled some holes in the top for wire to hang them. I am going to drill the holes for the rainwater, and I think he said I need a bigger bit, so let me go find it. I'm a little worried that these are big, but oops. Now in the bottom I'm going to drill the rainwater holes. Now the reason he wanted to drill such big holes because the birds are going to build a nest in here, and that will help and the nest is going to naturally kind of slow the water flow, so a bigger hole will allow that water to go through. Now I'm trying to make sure that there's a hole where the low points are. Alright, so to finish this project, I have to go to town to get the paint, and I've got some other things to do the rest of the week, so today is the day I have to do this. So we live about 20 minutes out from our big box store, so this is going to take me about 40 minutes to run into town and get what I need. During the wet season, we park our cars near the road, so I have to walk the quarter mile up the driveway to the area that we call the parking lot so that I can head into the house. Now before I paint the gourds, I am going to put the wire through. It's going to be fun. Because I want to use the wire to hang them to dry. This is obviously going to be harder than I anticipated it to be. Huh, got one. Now I'm going to leave the tails kind of long so that Philip can use it to hang them. started doing these tight,
Okay.
but I think I'm going to do them loose so I can paint around them. And some of these I'm struggling to get the wire through. All right, now that mower is gone and I don't have to compete with it, I just bought some exterior paint. I did get a flat and I got a ready mix, so I didn't have to wait for it or anything. At my big box store, we don't have a lot of choices. I didn't actually want to buy a gallon, but that's all I could get. And before all the comments get started, I'm going to tell you straight up, I am not a great painter. For Christmas one year, my sister and I, we painted my parents' house. And obviously painting someone's house is something that requires their input on, you know, like what colors that they would want and stuff like that. So what we did was we created a little gift box. And we went to the paint store and we picked out a bunch of color tiles to give them ideas and suggestions on what colors that we thought that they should paint their house. Now, we did some real ones, obviously, but we also picked out some pretty outrageous combinations to go into the box. For colors that they could choose to paint their house. And ultimately, my mom and dad picked out the colors they wanted. But that's what we gave them for Christmas one year, was we painted their house. We did the work and painted the house. And the reason I'm telling you that story is because that's when it became a family joke that I am not a good painter. My sister is the drip police, and she would go behind me policing all of my drips. And, you know, I just slop the paint on there. I'm just going to say that. That's the way I do it. I just slop it on there. I was trying to do a good job on that, but this is a birdhouse. The birds are not going to be opposed to moving in due to drips, so I am not worried about it. That was a really cool Christmas gift, I have to say, to paint Mom and Daddy's house, because, you know, I don't know about you, but when you buy gifts for your parents, they don't need anything. And it's really, and if they do need something, they buy it themselves. So it's really, really hard to buy a thoughtful gift for them. And painting their house was a really good gift. Because that was something that they still enjoy to this day. And, you know, when we did it, they pretty much joked that the house will probably never be painted again, that not while they live in it anyway. I forget how many years ago that we did that. It was quite a few years ago. That happened to be one of my favorite gifts that we ever gave them, was to paint their house. And you know, the other part of it was it's a family gift because we all worked together to do it. We didn't hire a contractor to do it. We did it ourselves. I brought a ladder in here to put that up, and I'm thinking I should have kept it. So there's the first coat. Put at least 2 coats on, maybe 3. So we'll be back when we're ready to hang them up. Now I forgot all about this gourd. This one was actually given to us by one of our Amish friends. She runs a greenhouse in the area, and her plants are so cheap, it is hardly worth growing them. She does them so affordably. Now, Philip networks everywhere he goes, and we have become friends with them, and he asked her if she would start some of our seeds in her greenhouse. She has a very fancy greenhouse with a wood stove in it, and she is kind enough to start some of our more sensitive plants in her greenhouse. So that's super exciting. We took her the seeds last week, and she's going to do that. But she gave us this gourd. Honestly, I don't know if this is a good one for Birdhouse, but I like it. So I'm going to go ahead and add it to the line. So I have 3 coats of paint on all of the other gourds, and I just need to catch this one up. And hopefully, probably not tomorrow because Philip is going to be working, but hopefully we'll get these hung pretty quickly because the purple martins are going to start looking for new nesting boxes, and we want them to check out these new digs. Now between coats, I keep my brush in the refrigerator in a baggie so that I don't have to wash it each time. When my kids were younger, we painted all of our bedrooms, all of them. It was a huge job, and I had a roller in my refrigerator for weeks. Well, friends, there they are. The purple martin houses are hung, and hopefully the birds will check them out and will move in this spring. Now, purple martins eat flies and other flying insects, and so keeping it close to the house was important to me because I do not like flies in my house. So if this will help, I really hope so. Well, friends, as always, I really appreciate you watching, especially to the very end. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, hit that button. I'd love you to be a part of the Kowalski Mountain family. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.